Oh, hey, how are you? Thank you for joining me. Good afternoon. My name is Johnny Hanson, and well, these here are my lofty thoughts. And today we got a few things to talk about. This is going to be Lofty 78, episode 78. 78? Man, these things just keep coming. I don't know where I get the ideas from. I'm blessed by the Lord with good ideas, I believe. I truly believe that, and it's fun. It's fantastic. Actually, I have friends that hit me up sometimes, too, and say, have you thought about this? And I go, maybe, but now I'm going to, and here's what it is. So actually, I won't even bring it up right now because I'll bring it up the next episode because he had a good idea, and then I'll give him all the credit for the good idea when it gets there. So today, first thing, right off the rip, I got to make a correction. It doesn't always happen. I try to do it as frequently as I need to. So previously I was talking about people's, it's a political season. It's been a political season. Thankfully, that stuff is over. The votes have been cast and the people have been elected, and that's the end of that. And we're not ups and downs, and we're not none of that stuff. However, I mentioned how frustrating it is when I have people that I either care for or respect that have these very tight ideas. They're tight and they're locked in. They're locked into their position. And what I mean by that is not that they're locked into an idea that they care for. It's party affiliation locked in. So that's the more disappointing thing when I know somebody that in so many other avenues is such a clear thinker and has such great ideas, and I share things with and think highly of. Oops. And then they're party affiliated. And I go like, every idea they have is solid, huh? But I don't say that, but that's what my brain thinks. I don't say that because, again, I won't engage. I refuse. It causes more harm than good, really. And man, I don't have a lot of real great friends. So the ones that I do have, I would hate to lose them. And even the people that I care about that are on, maybe the periphery and we're friends, I don't want to lose them either, especially over something like that. Because ultimately, I hope that I'm given an opportunity through time to be able to maybe explain things from different angles so that when they start thinking about their own, or they dwell on their own outcomes of decisions they make, that they'll see a different side of it. And also, a nice thing is most people that I know that know me well, then I don't have to, they know that I won't do that, so that they feel comfortable speaking to me, right? And you know what it is, why it's so frustrating is it's like you've given up, to me, this is my opinion now, this is, again, opinion show, so it feels to me like if you're just party affiliated and that's how you make all your decisions, then you've given up the ability for you to think. You're allowing a group of people to now think for you and decision make for you. And I just don't do that. There's no, can you imagine? I mean, really, when you contemplate it like that, what difference is it? And then, by the way, you're expecting that today, tomorrow, and moving forward, this group of people that you've elevated to decision making for you at any party, all parties, if you are simply party affiliated, all parties, not just one. I'm not saying either one or any one or up or down or any of that. I'm just saying you're assuming that potentially their opinion is going to reflect yours 10 years from now. Because I know guys, gosh, am I going to get too specific? I don't want to. I just know people that are at least my age or older. How's that? I'm 45. And I know people around my age that are locked into a party. What? What do you mean? So we can't, if my opinion is similar in some things of your party, but I differ here, where does that put us? Are we conflicting now? Do we have a conflagration? Because it only feels that way all the time when that happens when I receive that from those people that are like that. and it's a drag. And it's really recently that this has become this way. And I'm hopeful that, and doubting though, I want to be hopeful. How's that? I want to be hopeful that in a not too distant future, we kind of move away from that and see that is not conducive to relationship building and family building, and really start becoming idea people, and then forcing the ideas on the parties. How's that? Like, which party's going to accept our great ideas as we, the citizenry, would like, and whoever joins up, then that's who gets the vote this time. Boy, wouldn't that make more sense? Like, hey, my community's full of potholes. Who's going to fill them? I'm waiting. I don't care what the little symbol is behind your name. Jan, Steve. You know, are you going to fix these holes or what? What's next? No? Neither one of you? Okay, well, I'll vote for somebody else then. And neither one of you guys will get my vote. Which, by the way, I did a little bit of this time. I had a time this time. I looked at both. Oftentimes it was just two candidates by this point in time. Thankfully out here there is multiple times there was 3 or 4 candidates. That's in Central Florida. So they were representing a couple other things. But some of them were just 2 candidates. Here, you can vote for candidate A or candidate B. That's it. Oh, neat. So Pepsi or Sprite? Huh? No. This is the land of selection. This is the country of plenty. We have all the things. How about I got an idea and see who meets me at my idea, or who meets me at my need? Not what is your title, who are you affiliated with, and then you'll get my vote. No. What a backwards way to think. That's just how it feels. So that's why it's so frustrating. You see that? I don't have a party. No. My party is Jesus. That's it. That's the only party I'm a part of. And I know that sounds like a cop-out, but it's not. It's the truth. I that's who I am. Watch Untrained Philosophical Discussionists, our other podcast. That's me and Andy Lamb. And that's who directs both him and I. It's why our relationship's so good. Neither one of us is like, you have to do this. No, it's always compromise. By the way, all families compromise. That's what being a family is sacrifice and compromise. That's how you get happy families. When you're just a stone wall, and by the way, so you've given up your decision and you're a stone wall, how could anybody have a relationship with you? Anyway, see, that's how deep that stuff, that's just off the top of my bloody head, because it was so frustrating. And then I was re-listening as I was editing it and going like, that is not going to be clear to other people. So I hope now that I've kind of made that a little more clear. So, hey, anybody that does listen, when you come running up to me and, hey, Johnny, did you see this? And I go, oh, can we talk about the idea, or do you just want to talk about the individual? Because if it's an individual, you can save it for yourself and show it to your other buddies. I'm not the homie that wants to see that crap. But if you'd like to talk about ideas, I can. And then you don't even have to tell me the individual. We'll just talk about the idea if I think it's good or bad. And we can you can say what you think, and then we can dialogue it, and we can spitball and see see what what we come up with, and then at the end we can submit it to the local whoever and see who's going to represent it. Just a thought. Okay, now we get to the big part, I promise, which is the arrest reports. Yesterday we read about Lenishia, and I think it's Lenicia. And what did you say? Oh, you think that I'm making fun of black names? How do you know she's black? Cat got your tongue? Why do you think she's black? Oh, that's right. Johnny's confrontational today, a little bit. I don't know what the heck she is. Hauser, what is that last name? I don't know what that is. Doogie Howser was a white guy, so maybe Lenishia is white. Do you ever think about that? I don't know names anymore. I know plenty of white people with crazy names. I know black people with crazy names. I know black people with... a guy that worked for me for a very long time, his name was Gary. He's a black guy. His name's just Gary. That's it. Yeah, just regular old name. my other good buddy, I just admire the heck out of this guy's name's Tristan. That's his name. What is he? You don't even know. Okay. So we don't know what names are. So I'm just saying names that seem crazy to me, and then I'm just saying what they did. So let's all just be on the same page. If you join me here, gosh, look at me. Getting fired up. A cat got your tongue? Cat got your tongue. I actually looked this up. Cat got your tongue is it's a 19th century, which means it was in the 1800s for those that catching up here. And it was like the first time it was written in a newspaper. Once again, I guess that's how they tracked everything back in the days in these newspapers. And it was like 1886. Ugh, let me see. I got it here. Let's get over to it. Do we got it here? Where are you? Yeah. How we going? How we doing? Whoop, that's not. Cat got your tongue. The origin of the phrase, has the cat got your tongue, is uncertain. However, it dates back to the mid-19th century and was used to address a child who refused to answer questions after getting into trouble. Are you a child in trouble? Cat got your tongue? Despite various theories, there's no definitive evidence to support any specific origin. And then as I went further, it turned out it was the 18th century, which then reminded me of frog in your throat. You got a frog in my throat. I think I've said that before. That was when I was listening to a playback of one of my previous episodes, or I was editing it. And I think I said that. It says, it's a phrase, a frog in the throat, is an American phrase that entered the language towards the end of the 19th century. Once again, end of the 1800s. The expression comes directly from the fact that a horse person sounds croaky like a frog. A horse person? What do you mean? Like a manatar? No. They mean a HOARSE. There's a myth that the phrase originates from the fact that in medieval times, people thought that secretions from a frog could cure certain types of sore throats. That's like Homer licking the toad. However, the first time it was used in the way we know it today was in 1894. See? 1894. In an advertisement for a sore throat lozenge that was given the name Frog in Your Throat. Oh yeah, that's the one I want. Ricola. Frog in your throat? Frog in your throat. Maybe. All right, okay. Well, we'll go back to this. I just thought that was... I like phrase origins and word origins. By the way, the 1800s produced all the cool stuff, all the cool architecture. I think I've mentioned this in previous episodes. All the cool architecture that we like in the United States comes from the 1800s. All the courthouses that have the big columns, all of that stuff is from that time period. It's like in the 1800s, they were inventing all kinds of stuff, and they were doing cool stuff, and now we just do big rectangles that don't have any features, nothing nice about them. They might put like something decent inside. They use like, you know what I'm saying? They just use like screens now. Look at all the screens everywhere and TV everywhere and like bright, shiny stuff and flashy. It's not architecture. You go to like a court. We went to the courthouse. I think I've probably mentioned this too, but whatever. Here you go. In DeLand, Florida. It's beautiful. Oh, it's got this dome on it that's clearly made of brass. Brass? Yeah. And it's patinaed. I guess it could be copper. It seems like a heck of a lot of copper. Maybe they did use copper. Probably something to do with like lightning or something like that, something that's conductive. It's huge. All those big domes back when they were made in these 1800s, these massive domes, and it's beautiful, and it's green patinaed, sort of like this guy right here. It's kind of that, you know. This is paint, but that's kind of the color of that patina. That's always 926 for my sister, for Sarah. And gosh, they did so much cool stuff. All that stuff was cool. There's my dogs Oh, those dogs. It's one of them. I know which one it is. The Rottweiler, the most famous Rottweiler. I got a little video of her that I did the other day. She's got millions of followers. Not me. Yeah, she's not funny, or she doesn't look up cool things for other people to learn. She's just a good-looking Rottweiler. She's just very pretty, I guess. All right. Anyways, okay. So let's get to the sheriff's report. Let's get on to this thing. So we already did Lenashia. She was buying booze for kids. All right. On 10/21, Tremaine Martin Jr. of Eustis, simple battery domestic. You beating up on the ladies, Tremaine? Not a tough guy then, pal. You beat up on ladies, fella, and other men hopefully will find you and remedy that situation. Love to be one of the ones that does, because you know what these guys are. Tremaine. Tremaine's one of those guys that he talks big, and then he beats on his lady, and he feels tough. You're not a tough guy, Tremaine. But we know tough guys. Come try to beat up on any of us. Come try to beat up on me, Tremaine. I'm near Eustis. I'm right down the road. Anytime. Here's what my face looks like. Find me anywhere. Try to sneak up on me too, homie. We can go. And it sounds like I'm being bravado-ish, but I just hate guys like that. So disgusting to me. They're such cowards. Small little peckers on every single one of them for sure, too. Tiny little microscopic pecker. That's why he thinks he's got to use his hands on a lady, because she probably giggled when she saw it. Is that right, Tremaine? Bet it is. Okay. I'm fired up today. My brother's here. We're having fun. We're already having a good time outside. But I knew I wanted to get in, and I had a couple ideas here that I wanted to record. We're going to do an episode, him and I. So I'll do a Lofty Plus, probably as the weekend goes along. Give him some time. Him and his wife and their beautiful little boy, 2 years old. He's so cute. They're just getting settled in, so I figured I'd jump in here and hit these ideas. Now, let's move on. Jason King of Sorrento, grand theft. Grand theft, bud? Burglary to an unoccupied conveyance. Conveyance? Dealing in stolen property, possession, and controlled substance. Yeah, kind of hit the whole gambit there, bud. Drug addict, are ya? We know. Get some help this time, pal. You don't have to sit behind jail. There is a solution. His name's Jesus. He will remove that burden from you. You just have to ask him. You have to invite him in your heart, and you have to mean it. And he will step in, and he will take that from you, bud. But, Jason, you might do a little more of this. With the last name of King, something tells me you think that you're quite lofty yourself, right? Something special. Tattoo on the face or neck? It's going to be tough for you to get work in the future. Christopher Wallentis of Eustis for battery domestic with prior convictions. Criminal mischief prior convictions. Another little small peckered dude. Let's repeat his name. Christopher Wallentis. Proud of, your parents are so proud of you, bud. Christopher. What a yikes. Okay. Ashley. We haven't looked. I swear I don't look at these first. Domestic or possession. Let's see. Gosh, it could be prostitution. Let's see. For battery, domestic, arson, and criminal mischief. Arson? She set his clothes on fire, Ashley. My buddy D. Daryl, I'm telling him, I don't care. Daryl, he's D. That's what we always called him. He was in the band. He's the guitarist. He's awesome. Gosh, I got a picture of him and I when we were young. Holy smokes. We did a lot of drugs and drank a lot of alcohol. I certainly did. I can't speak for him. He did too. And we were just too skinny. Yuck. We have like skinny arms and skinny bodies and then fat bellies. Distension. That's what that's called. You have like bad gut rot and flora and stuff. So you just get this little Ethiopian belly. That's what we both had because we didn't eat anymore. Or I didn't anymore by that point in time. I was just like full on booze. I got my nutrition. I was like, booze has a lot of good stuff in it, right? And people go, yeah. The other guys that I hung with, because I made sure and hung out with other people like me. That's what you do. Anyway, his girlfriend kicked him out one time because she suspected he was doing something she didn't like, and she cut the She cut all of his clothes up. She cut the legs off his pants and the sleeves off his shirts. And then she poured condiments on them. So all the condiments out of the refrigerator, like ketchup and mustard and stuff, all over, and left them out in the front yard so you can pick your crap up. She didn't say it so nicely. So this Ashley Pringle, yeah, she arson and domestic. So boyfriend been a pain in your butt. Is your boyfriend Christopher? Because he's a domesticer twice. You guys probably both got picked up. Nope, different days. It's her other boyfriend. Just kidding, Ashley. Jeez, calm down. William Baker of Humatilla, violation of probation. Been to jail. Now you're out. And you're not following the rules. So they're going to put you back away, buddy. Be careful. Boo, 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 boo. Ooh, Larry Longworth of Eustis. Aggravated assault with a deadly weapon without intent to kill? I wonder what that is. Possession of weapon or ammo by a convicted felon. Oh boy, Larry, you're going away. And you had, oh boy, you're going to go away for a long time, Larry. Too bad. We're going to miss you. He lied. God, can we just, how far can we send him? Can we send him like to Ukraine front lines or Russia front lines? Either one's fine. And then he can just, that's how he can earn his way out. He never gets to leave till that thing ends completely. He gets to be the last soldier off the ground if he makes it. And then that'll be that. It'd be nice if somehow we could assure he didn't make it out. Did I say that out loud? I'm so sorry. I mean exactly what I said, actually, yes. Let's see. Is there any other cool ones? Trying to flip through here. Simple battery. Bum, bum, bum. Yeah, revoke a bond. Oh. Anybody cool doing anything? Ooh, and here's another felon with a firearm. Daniel Weyer. Possession of firearm by a convicted felon. Guys, hey, they hate that. The government and the law hates that. You've already done stuff with firearms before, and now you got another one. It's not going to go well. They're going to throw away the key for a bit, and you're going to spend some time behind bars and change genders. Maybe they don't do that here either, bud. Sorry, you're just going to have a really bad time, I bet. Boy, that's kind of everybody that was cool. Oh, this one, Jacqueline Ritchie. Eavesdropping? Is it crime? Eavesdropping? She was listening in on somebody's something and she was convicted of a crime for that. My hand itches. What does that mean? Somebody's thinking about you. You. Who's thinking about you? And they ain't thinking about me. How dare you? They're thinking about you. What are you doing? You doing something you shouldn't be doing? Okay. Are you like this lady and you're eavesdropping? Sort of, maybe. It is kind of voyeuristic. If I'm just doing a monologue and you're watching, you're kind of a voyeur. But I won't charge you with anything. I would never turn you in. Never. It's absurd. But she got it. It's probably because, here's one. Lawrence Eakin, false imprisonment, domestic. Felony battery, domestic. Oh, you kidding? A woman wanted to leave your house and you wouldn't let her leave. Isn't that right? Lawrence. Do they call you Larry? No, they don't. What do they call you? I wonder what they call Lawrence. His lordship? No, they're going to call him get the hell out of my way in jail for a while. I know a guy that had an imprisonment. He went for 4 years. Right, Brad? You guys kept that guy for a while. Your roommate kept him, but you didn't say anything. It's the same thing, ain't it, buddy? Gosh, you're so nuts. Oh, my gosh. You were a good guy. You were a nice kid. And then you got weird roommates and weird stuff. And oh, boy. And you went to jail for a while for it. That's what prison. They put you in prison for that one. That's not just jail. You sit in jail until they decide to put you in prison after you've been convicted, and you go for a while. Brad went for 4 years, I think. You can see his he was a Minnesota jail correctional guy. He was in Minnesota Corrections, and I found his picture maybe like 10 years ago, and read the story and read the background. And I was like, holy smokes, Brad. Like he had upper middle class parents. They lived up the hill. If you were poor, you lived down the hill for the most part. And if you had money, you lived up the hill. He lived up the hill, way up the hill. His parents, I'm sure, were wildly disappointed. I'd like to believe none of us contributed to his delinquency, but it's probably not true. I think we all contributed to each other's delinquency. I grew up in a little city called LeSueur, Minnesota. Lesueur, LeSueur, Minnesota. You can look it up. It was like maybe 3,800 people. What time are we? Oh my gosh, are we already at 25 minutes? Okay, listen, I'll tell you about LeSueur. Here, look, I'm writing it down with my left hand. Do you ever write with the wrong hand? It doesn't. Can you see this? I guess if I ever wanted to, if I was ever, like if you, that was always my thought when I was young. I was like, if I ever have to write a hostage letter, don't ask me why I would think this, but if I ever had to write a hostage letter, I'd write with my left hand. Because then they couldn't check my writing and be like, ooh, that's Johnny, look, it matches. So if I ever write a hostage letter, it's going to be left-handed. You'll never catch me, coppa. You'll never catch me, coppa. God darn it. I see, there's me trying to do an accent. I suck. Suck at accents. Crap. My wife said I did one good once. I think it was the 1920s guy on accident. And then when I tried to copy myself doing it, it sucked. Ugh. So then she laughed. She goes, it was good the first time. And I go, I didn't try to the first time. She goes, I know. I've lived with you for a long time, and I'm married to you. You suck at that. She goes, you could keep trying, though. For what? I'm start working the muscle that is accents? I don't think so. You either have it or you don't, and I do not. I stumble into it once in a blue moon. All right. Well, that was a bunch of different little ideas and rants. I ranted today. I was ranty. I'm sorry. I hope you like rants. I like rants sometimes. Sometimes it's fun. We went over a couple of different. Here's Elena, violation of pretrial release. Oh, you're going there. That's real bad. They give you an opportunity to just chill out in between before you get to court, and you screw that up. Yeah, that looks real bad. There's no excuse for that, and they'll put you away for that. All right. Well, we went through a bunch of those. There's some cool ones. There's some real bad people that are off the streets, thankfully, and hopefully they disappear somewhere in Eastern Europe. That'd be cool. That's what I'm petitioning for. That's the party I'm going to vote for. The one that takes these kind of crooks and then we ship them off into the fighting zones across the world. I mean, we don't even have to give them a gun. They already have one. We'll give them the one that they are arrested with and exactly how many bullets they have and go, best of luck to you. Yeah? It was free to us. It's a plane ticket. You keep them in jail, it's $30,000 a year or more. One plane ticket's depends on. We looked up tickets. It's probably $1,800. It's one way, so it's maybe not even that much. It might be $900 or $1,000. All right, here you go. 100 yards up there's the gun and the bullets that you originally had. Yeah, that's no man's land. But best of luck to you. Hey, listen, if you get there and somehow figure out a way to get back here, no, they don't speak your language. Again, if you figure out how to get back here, then you're free. You never had to go to prison. Those are bullets. Okay, bye-bye. And this has been Lofty 78. My name is Johnny Hanson. These were my thoughts. And I just want to pray that you have a deep and a fulfilling relationship with Jesus and that he blesses you all the days of your life. Have a great afternoon. Thank you so much.